All right, let's go ahead and open up the doors here on Daily with Doc. My name is Becca Dukes, and as the hostess of this program, it is my privilege and honor to welcome you to Daily with Doc. If you are out on YouTube, Facebook, or Rumble, or any other platform where you are listening or watching this program, we invite you to join us live Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time. That is at dailywithdoczoom.com. dailywithdoczoom.com. Now, in our live program, I have all these little highs coming up everywhere, but in our live program, we are taking questions. So if you have health concerns, health challenges, and you would like to know what a nutritional approach would be to helping you reach your goals when it comes to health, then you're in the right place, but you need to be here live with us. So go ahead and join us at dailywithdoczoom.com. Now, we do take questions by raise of hand. So if you are here live with us, make sure that you go to that Zoom menu and find the option to raise hand. And I will be calling on people in the order that the hands are raised. If you would rather send in a chat, we do have the chat open here in the live Zoom. You want to have that open if you're here with us live, because the information that is going to be shared in that chat is life-changing, folks. For those of you who are audible learners, that's great. You can listen to us. Visual, you can watch us. But for those of you who like to read or actually would like to see what Dr. Wallach is recommending for folks and then be able to take a screenshot of that and take it to your health coach that you are working with, then you will have exactly what Dr. Wallach has recommended for either yourself if you ask the question, or somebody who has conditions similar to what you are experiencing and you would like to go on a program that Dr. Wallach has chosen. And he does give optimal, ultimate, this is the very best because you deserve the very best recommendations. For those of you who are not quite realizing that you are worth that optimal best, or your financial budget requires you to do a little bit slower in this journey to achieving optimal health, that's okay. Folks, it's taking that first step, giving your body more of what it needs because it's missing it, is going to allow the body to be able to perform better, whether it's right out of the gate, full running, or whether you've got that turtle thing going on where steady and slow, you get to the goal. So my name is Becca Dukes, and as the hostess of this program, I just want to let you know that this program is sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. We do have a website there that has replays of our past programming, both Daily with Doc, Ask Doc Daily, Ask Doc Live. And for those of you who are here live with us, make sure that your phones are turned off or silenced so that you won't be able, or so that you will be able to focus on the content of the program. Now, the content of this program is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, and our products are not meant to treat, diagnose, cure any diseases. But like I said, folks, when you give your body what it needs, the body can do amazing things. And the FDA does require us to let you know that if you are pregnant, nursing, or before you start any type of nutritional program, even if it is just drinking more water, consult with your primary care physician first. We are not here to take the place of your primary care physician, but the doctor that we have on with us today has actually gone up against that great establishment and has victories, at least 8 victories, in order that have allowed us the ability to make the claims that we are making on the importance of supplementation, importance of nutrition through supplementation. So without further ado, it is my great honor and privilege to present to you one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics that has proven the genetic transmission of disease to be incorrect. False. It's not true, folks. Just because you've been told that you have a genetic condition, it was probably because they couldn't figure out the cause of it, because it's not something that can be treated, and that's all I'm going to say, with chemicals. Well, folks, we're not chemical deficient. We're nutrient deficient. So let's give the body nutrients and listen to the doctor who has done the decades of research to prove the importance of nutrition and supplementation, and a founding father of the science of epigenetics. He got to this position by obtaining a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, a doctorate of veterinary medicine, 3 postdoctorates in pathology, with over like 30,000 autopsies and reviews under his belt, a naturopathic physician who, before becoming a naturopathic physician, taught nutrition at the college university levels. So folks, listen up. You're in for a treat. Be a sponge. He does speak quick, so be prepared to listen quick. But like I said, we've got replays. I love replays. You can go back and listen to the content of the program, where right now, if you want to just listen and focus, and then later go back and repeat, listen, stop, take notes, whatever it is that you need to do in order to make sure that you're getting the full value of this program. Make it happen. So, Dr. Joel Wallach, welcome to Daily with Doc.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca. That's a hard act to follow. You covered a lot of territory there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. And oh gosh, there's so many good things happening. I'm going to start out today with a class of diseases. Okay. It's a class of diseases, not a single disease, but a class of diseases. But they're all caused by the same thing. It's just a matter of random chance which part by this nutritional deficiency. We're talking about Alzheimer's disease, MS, multiple sclerosis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is multiple sclerosis of the spinal cord, Parkinson's disease. Then let's see here, FTD, frontal temporal dementia, which is kind of a cousin to Alzheimer's disease. Then ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, which is Lou Gehrig's disease. Okay, and all those add up to $490.3 billion a year. Alzheimer's disease is $345 billion a year. MS and Guillain-Barré syndrome combined is $85 billion a year. Parkinson's disease is $52 billion a year. FTD is $7.28 billion a year. And ALS is $1.02 billion per year, okay? This is a very, very expensive category of diseases. And when you look at it, it's kind of interesting that there is one culture that has an extremely low rate of these diseases. Now, is that a genetic thing? No, no, no. It has to do with one of their dietary things, okay? And we're talking about their flan de leche. This is the Filipinos, flan de leche, okay, which is a mixture of soft-boiled eggs and milk, dairy, okay? Flan de leche. And that's going to give you a hint here why they have such a low rate of these diseases. Well, when it comes down to this, we have our flip chart coming out here pretty quick. It's supposed to be out within the next week. I'm very excited about this. This is the way that anybody who can read the 5th grade reading level can actually put on a tremendous presentation. And also, we're going to have a paper is presented. It's already been sort of pre-approved for publication by the, let's see here. It's a journal that goes along with the health coaches, okay? It's the publication by the health coaches. And so the actual printouts of this let's see, what are we going to call it here? We're going to call it it's a
So, Dr. Wallach, it is going to be a journal of the Institute of Holistic Health where we are featuring your work in, or it's the outcome of your recommendation and the lives of others, and just celebrating the importance and the value and what really happens when you give the body what it needs to thrive, not just survive, Doc.
Right, and you'll be able to get copies of this, and of course, you make copies of the copies and so forth, and get these out there. And this is very professional. This is very, very highly professional. This is how the medical system gets information out to all their doctors all over the place. They have all these journals and all kinds of things, and they get published, and then they take printouts of those published articles and send them around so that the doctors don't have to run to a college and take a 3-day course or something like that. They can just get it as a printout. And so we're going to make this available to everybody. We're very excited about it. And we're moving up, we're stepping up our plate here into the health professional area, because I guarantee you, most of the people who are going to be ordering these, the flip charts, and the people who are going to be ordering this printout of this case report, that's the word I'm looking for, a case report, okay, is going to be a big giant step in getting information out to the general public, so everybody can really get access to this information. Number one, of course, is Alzheimer's disease, $345 billion a year in cost in America alone. MS, multiple sclerosis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, $85 billion a year in America alone. Parkinson's disease, okay, it has a certain dementia part of it, but it also has the tremors that it's very famous for, $52 billion a year. And then FTD, frontal temporal dementia, $7.28 billion a year. And then ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, okay, $1.02 billion per year, for a total of $490.3 billion, almost $500 billion, which is a half a trillion, okay? And don't forget this study that we did on the flan de leche, which is this recipe that the Filipinos use, have been using for 100 years. And that's why they don't have the same level of these diseases as everybody else, because it's not a genetic thing. It's the reason they have a low level of these diseases, because they're getting the nutrition, okay? So we're very proud of that. We've kind of tracked all that down. We had plenty of help from several of our Filipino distributors, including Ted Soriano. He helped us out there. Very proud of that. Thank you, Ted. And so this has been a big project, because we have such great testimonies, great stories, and we need to have it professionally printed and approved by some organization. I thought, when it came to the cystic fibrosis, which was the first one that I did in 1976, excuse me, it took 35 years to get recognized and have that work generally published by the medical system. It took 35 years to get there. We're not going to wait 35 years on this one for these diseases, Alzheimer's disease, MS, Parkinson's disease, FTD, and ALS. We're not going to wait 35 years. This is coming out toward the end of this month. We're very proud of the, excuse me, of the health coaches. They are the driving force here, and they're this special army. They are our special army, okay, that I've been looking for all these years. Get this information out there in a very professional way, and we cannot thank them enough. And of course, we have so many leaders in that thing, including Rebecca. She's actually on the managing managing department of the health coaches. She's has to do with all the various courses and stuff like that that we do, and publication and everything. So we're very proud of our association with the entire group, but especially with our dear friend and supporter, Rebecca. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wallach. I'm the Director of Student Services, so I help keep everything rolling. make sure that the students have everything that they need in order to get optimal learning. And then as they are working with their clients, Dr. Wallach, we use this program as a resource for them to come and bring their questions on their clients to get the recommendations from the man himself, you.
No, thank you. We are a family.
We are family, Dr. Wallach, and I am just so excited that we have so many of our family on with us as I'm looking through the participants that are here live with us. I see several coaches, and we have several questions, Dr. Wallach,
Okay.
that are coming in. So did you have anything else that you wanted to add to your opening, or shall we just jump right into questions?
Let's just jump right into questions because I'm saving. I don't want to say something before it happens, and
Thank
so.
you. Stop. All right. So first question is coming from Joe out on YouTube. He says, I am wondering if I inhale the fumes from people cooking bread and gluten-based foods in my apartment, could that mess with my intestinal villi? So going along with some of the cross-contamination, Dr. Wallach, even if it's not like the powder from flour, is gluten, does it float around in fumes or?
Okay, what are fumes and smoke made out of?
Well, smoke is from burning something.
Okay, and fumes are usually something that vaporizes and goes into the air. Okay, but small particles are the stuff you don't want. So fumes, okay, from somebody cooking 5 feet away or 10 feet away, okay, are just as bad as eating it.
Really?
Yep.
Well, it's a good thing I only cook good food then, huh? That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. So that's a really good question, Joe. Very, very good question. And then our next question that we have is coming from JP, and JP wants to know in regards to CoQ10, Dr. Wallach. So that's an individual accumulation that's supposed to be really good for heart. Is there CoQ10? Is there a specific?
Did you say CoQ10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that what I said?
I thought you said CoQ10.
I did.
Yeah,
I just thought that you heard it right, or could at least repeat it right. So CoQ10, Dr. Wallach, tell us a little bit about that. And do we want to take it as an individual nutrient, or is it something that has cofactors that works best with a 90 for life program?
Yeah, well, CoQ10 has to do with cardiovascular stuff and also all cells of the body to some degree. And it deals with information transfer from one cell to the next. Okay. And so these are things that make the work of the heart and the arteries and the lungs easier. Okay. As opposed to them trying to fight against gravity, so to speak. And so you either have to take the 90 essential nutrients or you have to eat a lot of food to make up that difference. And so it's much easier to eat a good meal, a good safe meal, stay away from all the bad foods. That's why we have Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods book. And then you take the 90 essential nutrients. I like the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, especially when you're dealing with heart and lungs and arteries and stuff like that. I like the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, which has 215 nutrients, the core of which is the 90. And then if you have a particular issue, particular disease, then you want to take more of what we call the secret sauce. Now, many people say, well, I just want the secret sauce because I eat well. Well, eating well doesn't cut it because plants only need 3 elements to make good seeds for the next generation, NPK. We need 90, okay? So just eating well, that's why billionaires, the average life expectancy of a billionaire in America is only 66. It's only 66. Why is that? Well, because they believe I don't have to waste money on vitamins and minerals. I just eat well. I spend $200 on a dinner twice a week. So I'm getting everything I need because I'm spending $200 on a dinner twice a week. No, the chef is putting his kid through college with that, but you're not getting everything you need just because you're spending all that money, particularly if you're eating fried potatoes and fried fish and fried chicken, and or well, in the case of a billionaire, fried pheasant, kind of thing. It's one of those things where you have to take the 90 essential nutrients. And that's why the Hunzas in the Himalayan mountains, their life expectancy is 120, just about double that of a billionaire in America. And they don't have any doctors there. Well, why is it they live so long? Well, they live in the land flowing with milk and honey. And they live in these valleys, which are supplied their water and their minerals from the various streams that come down from the mountains where the glaciers are grinding up the rocks and putting the rock dust into the streams coming down. You can stay in the valley and you're looking up a couple of miles, you see this white stream coming down the side of the mountain. It looks like milk. And that's why I call it the lands flowing with milk and honey, is where people live the longest and have fewer diseases. Well, in the book, Rare Earths and Cures, Chapter 10, Glacial Milk, we have some analyses of several of the glacial milks from around the world, and they're quite different because they're based on the type of rocks that were ground up by the glaciers in those mountains. So you can see they're quite different. But when you look at the Hunzas, no doctors, okay? They drink the water coming down the stream, look like milk. They irrigate with it, they cook with it, and so they're getting all these minerals 3 and 4 and 5 times a day. Okay, and they sustain the nutritional value of their land because they're constantly irrigating with this glacial milk. So this is no secret. When you look at them, say, okay, well, this is why they lived to be 120. Well, many of them lived to be 130, 140, 150, and it's quite common to live much longer than the 120, which is the average. Okay, which is the average, and so this is well documented. Now, the other piece I want to throw in here on the same subject is the disease. Parkinson's disease was thought to be a disease of old age. Well, the youngest person with Parkinson's disease diagnosed was actually at birth. Okay, this one is 2 years old. And then on the same article from Parkinson's Life, I don't know if it's a magazine or something, or a radio program or something, but anyway, there's some program called Parkinson's Life, and they've listed a bunch of kids, 2 years old, 5 years old, 7 years old, 10 years old, 17 years old, okay, with Parkinson's
Can you
disease.
put that down, please, Doc? It's muffling your voice.
Oh, I'm
Thank you
sorry.
so much.
Okay, I'm sorry. But I want you to appreciate that this tells you, okay, that it's more than what doctors thought, because doctors say, oh, it's a disease of older people. No, it's a disease of the central nervous system. Okay, and we've figured out what it is based on a lot of work. Okay, and we're like 99.9% done on this article, and it's going to be presented again to the health coaches. They've already sort of pre-agreed to publish it. Okay, it's one of their first publications, so we're so excited about that, because this is going to be something really great for not only Americans but humanity, because it takes a whole understanding that the health professionals around the earth have missed badly over all the years. Okay, and this is going to introduce a concept that they've never thought of before. When you talk about things in your diet reducing the symptoms of disease, they just wave you off. Don't even talk about that. That's a nutritional deficiency disease. Okay, and so we have the proof, and we presented the proof to the staff. Okay, where the health coaches come from. Cheryl Morley is kind of the top of the pile, kind of speak, right?
Yeah, so Cheryl Morley, Paul Croto, and yourself are the 3 founders of the Institute of Holistic Health, Dr. Wallach.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is going to be a grand moment, and we're talking about days, or maybe even hours here. We're talking about very, very quickly. This is going to
Stop
be
putting pressure on me, please.
this is
Okay, we
this
talked
is
about
going to
this.
be great for humanity. Let's say it that way. This is going to be great for
Yes.
humanity. Okay, this is going to add many, 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 many healthy years to people's lives just for this little bit of information. So back over to you, Becca.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And yes, there is a lot of amazing things going on, folks, when it comes to getting information out about it, the ability to empower yourself on what the body can do with the intentional supplementation. Folks, it's crazy how we can go out and spend $50 or so on a meal, 200 depending on where you're eating, yet not take that even $10 a day and put it and invest it into our own health so that we can thrive. Because the food is null and void of nutrition. And I thought I was eating right, Dr. Wallach, until I got on the program and realized there was a big difference in how I felt, how my body reacted, my function.
Let me jump in here. U.S. Senate Document 264, we mentioned this the other day, U.S. Senate Document 264, which came out in 1936. Now, this is the United States Senate. I'm just reporting what they reported, okay? U.S. Senate Document 264, 1936, he said, American farm soils no longer contain the mineral nutrients necessary for a long and healthful human life. I don't know what would scare you more, okay, than that, because you have to supplement. We learned this in the animal industry. And that's the advantage I have. I have a degree in agriculture, I have a degree in veterinary medicine, and I was doing all this pathology work in both animals and people. I'm seeing the same diseases in animals and people because both vertebrates, whether you're an animal or a human being, if you're deficient in a certain nutrient, you're going to get the same disease. And so, all the birth defects we say are genetic in humans, we eliminated in the animal industry. Who wants to eat a steak from a calf that has muscular dystrophy? It'd be tough and wouldn't taste good and wouldn't be the right color and all this kind of stuff. So we learned 200 years ago how to prevent and reverse muscular dystrophy in animals. I just took that and used it in people and worked in people. Would you look at that?
Amazing. Amazing how something like that, so simple, can make such an impact in the lives of
So many.
animals and humans. Well, Dr. Wallach, I want to give a quick little shout out and hello to our radio listeners at KSCO and KOMY, as I see they are recording for broadcast also. So thank you so much, Dave Michaels, for joining us here on Daily with Doc. Because we used to be daily with them Monday through Friday as well. So that's fantastic that we're able to continue that relationship and keep the message going on the airwaves. And folks, if you are connected with the radio station and you would like to also have us as part of your broadcast, reach out to me at Becca at dailywithdoc.com, and we will get information to you that allows you to be able to broadcast our program, as well as we do have an organization called On Air Wellness Group that is making this all possible. So I just want to give a shout out to them and thank them also for being part of spreading the great news, Dr. Wallach.
Well, thank you.
Again, that's Becca at dailywithdoc.com. Well, we have some more questions, Dr. Wallach, and Sylvia, one of our coaches from the Institute of Holistic Health, has a potential client who has a nephew. The nephew is 9 years old, between 65 and 70 pounds. He has what they're calling minimal change disease, possible nephrotic syndrome, secondary to a virus, has to take rounds of prednisone for up to 3 months. Sylvia, I'm going to ask you to come on with me because Dr. Wallach is going to want to know symptoms that this young man is having, because you can give something a super fancy name and it tells us nothing about what it is. So Sylvia, do you have any additional information about this young man and what he's experiencing, why he has to have these prednisone shots? Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Okay.
Good. How are y'all?
Okay,
Okay,
Fantastic.
tell us
yeah.
the story, please.
Actually, I was working with her this morning and she just mentioned it to me. So we just got into it this morning and we were about to get off work. So all she basically told me was that, they went to Ecuador, he developed this virus and then it affected his kidneys. And that was all she pretty much knew about it, that's what they called it. They hadn't determined whether it was a nephrotic syndrome because they hadn't done biopsy or anything. But I guess he has like kidney issues. I guess he has changes in his urine, color and concentration as far as I know, but really she didn't really give me any definite symptoms.
Okay,
But yeah.
okay. Whenever you have anything like a nephrotic syndrome, where you're talking about the kidneys, and in American hospitals, they would do something like dialysis. Have come 3 days a week, come in for dialysis, or twice a week, or something like that for dialysis to start out, and help support the kidney function. And of course, that's okay, especially in the kids if they're having an emergency or something like that. But dialysis doesn't cure anything. Okay. It's just like if you have a nail in your tire and you have to keep pumping air in it. Every time you drive around the block, you have to pump more air in it. You have to take the nail out and put a patch in there. Okay. And so the same thing is true here with nephritis. And so for a 70-pounder, I'd like them to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no brown oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks, no buckwheat. And then absolutely at 70 pounds, I want them to have one healthy brain and heart pack per month, take a half a dose of everything twice a day. I also want them to get the MSM, get 1 bottle a month of our MSM, so you can take 3 twice a day, or maybe 2, 3 times a day, whatever is easier for them, to help support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, all of which is in the kidneys. Okay. Also, this kid needs the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. I'd have him take 2, 3 times a day. I call it kind of like kidney dialysis in a bottle. It'll support healthy blood flow into the kidneys and healthy blood pressure. Okay. And healthy urine production and all this kind of stuff. Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, 2, 3 times a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month for this kid. Okay. And he also needs our sports drink, our rebound. I like the sticks. There's 100 nutrients in here, 75 minerals and 25 vitamins and amino acids. We have the canister. Same thing, the canister, but it's a powder. There's 36 servings in the canister. We have the cans, but the cans do have carbonation. So if he wants to use the cans, you got to pop the tops on 1 or 2 of them the night before he goes to bed, put them in the refrigerator. And then he can, at his body weight, he could have a half of one at breakfast time and a half of one at dinner time or lunchtime. I wouldn't take it at dinner, stay up all night. So half at breakfast, half at lunchtime. Okay, but that's of a rebound can that's been opened up the night before, not when you're just popping now and drinking. Okay, you don't want that. You don't want that carbonation. That will not be good. Okay, so that's where I would go with this until we get more information. A hair analysis would not be bad. You get a hold of the book, Rare has been Insures. Go to chapters 10 and 11, page 272. Tell you how to collect the hair, where to ship it, and how to read the information. If you don't really understand it, you can give us a call here on Daily with Doc, and we'll walk you through the results of that hair analysis. That'll tell us a lot of information about what's going on with absorption, how good the child's diet was. Well, you're going to improve the diet when you get them on the 90 essential nutrients. Okay, over to you, Becca.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sylvia. So that's not one that we get very often, Dr. Wallach. But I love the fact that you can, hold on. Okay. I love the fact that you have all of this experience with the human body and looking at the pieces from the inside out.
Yeah, and
being able
it's a terrible thing to look at the pieces, on the body on an autopsy table, and you're holding their kidneys in your hand, and you look at it under the microscope with slides, and you're doing blood tests and all this kind of stuff, and so you're getting a complete picture. Whereas a clinical doctor might have a urinalysis, might have a blood test, but he didn't get a biopsy, so he didn't see the pictures of the kidney, kind of stuff. And so I'm getting the whole picture when I would do the autopsies. And as you say, we have 32,000 autopsies under our belts. And it's one of those things where the information is all over the world. And we've just sort of are in the process of developing a relationship with a group that has 38 countries, which we don't have any experience with, but yet they're human beings. So we have experience with human beings. So we're going to be able to help them a lot. And so they have 70 organizations involved in these 38 countries. And so we've just started with them, and they are picking up the information quickly because they need help. And so all the experience we've done with longevity, and of course the health coaches are going to, those experiences are going to help these 38 countries and these 70 institutions coming in. Okay. And so we're very, very proud they chose us instead of the medical system.
Oh, absolutely, Dr. Wallach, because there's so much that we can benefit from when we just realize that we are empowered individuals. Definitely, we can take our health into our own hands, and we can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results.
Very well said.
That's the definition of insanity. But folks, when we take and implement information like we're hearing today into what we're doing and eliminating those bad foods, which you can find the list of good foods, bad foods on dailywithdoc.com. We have a full list there. And as I go shopping, people will ask me, well, what do I buy? It's like, well, here's a list. Just focus on what's on the good side. That's all you got to do. Focus on the good stuff. You've got your fruits, you've got your veggies, you've got your proteins, you've got your dairy, you've got your nuts. I mean, you can do the quote unquote 4 food groups by focusing on that good foods, and don't go to the bad foods. If it's on the bad foods list, stay away from it. And there's reasons that Dr. Wallach has deemed these as being part of the bad foods. Bottled oils, they get exposed to oxygen, they oxidize, they create damage within the body at the soft tissue level. And bottled oils, Dr. Wallach, that's actually the cause of plaque in the arteries. Am I correct?
The plaque in the arteries, actually the arteries and the elastic fibers turn into connective tissue as opposed to normal elastic tissue. So the arteries can't expand every time the heart beats and so forth. It's just, that's why the blood pressure goes up, okay, kind of thing. And so, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff goes bad when you're eating the bad foods, you're using oils. And of course, now if you get things like olives still on the sticks at a fresh grocery, you go there, they have some newly harvested olives. The olives are still on the little
On the branch.
Yeah, on the branches and all the little sticks. Those are safe, okay. But when you start looking at the olives in cans, who knows how long they've been in that can? Has it been a year, 2 years, 5 years? They're getting to the bottom of the pile. I mean,
Doc, if somebody knows of a variety of olives that taste good on the branch, fresh picked, let me know, because I've tried a few and I don't want to try anymore. But if somebody else tests it and says it's really good, then I might consider. But there's so much, Dr. Wallach, on that good foods list that we don't have to look at the bad foods list. I mean, you did one of your very first discoveries was in regards to nitrates. Was it nitrates or nitrites, or what's the difference?
well, it's oxidation level. Okay, it's just like rust on iron kind of thing. Okay.
Okay, so they're adding that to food to preserve it. Dr. Wallach has found that that causes thyroid issues, folks. So if you're having thyroid issues and you're eating processed lunch meats and hot dogs and bacon that has these nitrates and nitrites added as a preservative, I'm going to say that's a clue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you've heard the information here on Daily with Doc. And sugar, I mean, too much sugar affects blood sugar within the body, which sugar is a large molecule that can cause damage in the tiny little capillaries within the body. Studies show that it's also the cause of bad cholesterol levels. So they demonize butter, Dr. Wallach, when in actuality, or eggs rather, sorry, eggs, when in actuality, it's not the eggs that's causing that bad cholesterol level. It's things like sugar.
Yeah, sugar or the margarine that you're cooking them in.
And which goes back to the oils.
Oils, yes.
Yes. So there's a lot of information out there, folks, that has become a fad that then increases discomfort, disease, poor health conditions, that we just need to go back to the basics, stay away from those processed things, and keep it simple. Health can be simple. We just have to keep it that way. So we have some more questions here, Dr. Wallach, and I know I have one. I have a woman, she's 48 years old. She has blood pressure issues. She has blood sugar issues. She has arthritis throughout her entire body. And she has thyroid issues, Dr. Wallach. Her height is 5'8", 5'9" rather, at 320 pounds. Now she tries to stay very active, but she's in a lot of pain, and that's added to her lack of mobility and increase of weight. She does get up to go to the bathroom twice a night. So, Dr. Wallach, what would you recommend for somebody that has a weight concern, blood pressure concern, blood sugar concern, thyroid concern? I mean, it sounds like the whole body is deficient.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And this is very common in the United States. And it's basically, like that word, it's basically a basic underlying problem here. Okay. And of course, thyroid is a nutritional deficiency, joint issues are nutritional deficiency, diabetes and blood sugar issues are nutritional deficiency, high blood pressure is a nutritional deficiency, 320 pounds is a nutritional deficiency. What? Yes, nutritional deficiency, because when you're nutritionally deficient, you eat and you eat and you eat because your body's telling you, look for this nutrient. It's called pica. Look up the word pica, P-I-C-H. I don't know why, but I just have to eat 10 meals a day. If I miss one of those 10 meals a day, I just go crazy. I want to chew on the furniture. Okay. Well, that's called pica. Okay. So you got to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no barley, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go. And no carbonated water, even just carbonated water will neutralize your stomach acid so you cannot digest food or absorb minerals. Then you're really in trouble. Then at 320 pounds, she needs to take a minimum of 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Okay, better yet, if finances are not a problem, I'd go with 3. Take a full dose for everything with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But the minimum, a full dose for everything at breakfast and dinner. Okay, that'd be the minimum. So that's 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Then I want her also to have, let's see here, 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. They're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc, between vertebrae, bone, range, bone itself, for all the joints and bones and all that kind of stuff. And then I also want her to have our sweeties. I want her to get 3 bottles a month. They're small little bottles. I want her to get 3 of those a month. So you take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time, say 5 or 10 minutes for each meal. They're going to help support healthy blood sugar issues. High blood pressure, I want her to get the, let's see here, I want her to get the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, I want her to get 3 bottles a month of that. So you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. And don't cold turkey off the medication, but as the blood pressure begins to drop, you can slowly reduce the medication based on the numbers. Might take a couple of weeks. Okay. And then let's see, we talked about the joints. Oh, the thyroid. I want her to have 2 bottles a month of the Ocean's Gold, so she can take 3 times a day. And I want her also to have 3 bottles a month, or small bottles, of our let's see here, Fucoid Z, I think it is. Okay. And the capsules, you can take 3 of those 3 times a day. And both of those are going to help the thyroid heal itself very quickly. The thyroid will heal itself. And then I want to eat 1 meal a day or a keto shake. It could be vanilla or chocolate or strawberry. I think it's vanilla and strawberry. No, chocolate and strawberry.
Chocolate and strawberry.
Chocolate and strawberry. Okay. 1 meal a day. This is not to add to a meal. This is a meal replacer. Okay. And she will begin to lose anywhere from 1/2 pound to 2 pounds a day. Okay. So how long is she going to have to stay on all these nutrients? Well, she has to stay on all these nutrients forever. As long as she starts losing weight, she can reduce the dosage a little bit based on the body weight, but you can't give up oxygen, you can't give up water, you can't give up your 90 essential nutrients. You have to continue to take those forever, because you cannot guarantee you're going to get it from your food. Plants only need 3 elements from the soil. We need from the soil, we need 60 minerals, and we also need the vitamins, amino acids, and fatty acids, which make up the rest of the 90 essential nutrients. So this is very simple. We see a lot of people who are 300, 400, 500, 600 pounds every month all around the world. This is a common problem. The record, it's not uncommon for people to weigh 100, let's see here, well, excuse me, 1,200 pounds.
What? A human? It's not uncommon for them to weigh 1,200 pounds?
That's correct. The record is 1,400 pounds. A man here in the United States died some years ago, 1,400 pounds. Okay. And I have a picture of him, which I'm using in my presentation now. I mean, his legs were as big around than my chest. Okay. And so you can actually look him up and they have pictures of him. It's just, is this a human being? I mean, this guy is so big. I mean, you know, his arms are this big around.
Yeah, that's a lot of mass. That's for sure, Dr. Wallach. Well, we have another hand that's up, Dr. Wallach, and we're going to bring up AJ. So AJ, I know you've got a question from possibly YouTube. Go ahead, AJ.
Hello, Doc. Yeah, this
Sure.
question comes from Danny Bishop on Facebook. My granddaughter's dog was diagnosed with having a trachea that's collapsing. Can this be treated? The dog is 7 years old and weighs 44 pounds. The vet is treating it with steroids.
You say that the trachea is collapsing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, we need to make sure that that dog is getting no table scraps. Okay, no table scraps, no gluten, no buckwheat, no table scraps. Also, that dog needs to be getting a high quality brand of canned dog food with vitamins and minerals in it. Okay, just it can't have table scraps. Then also, I want this dog, just follow the dosage on the label for the dosage for 1 or 2 meals a day. Then I also want this dog to get our Arthrodex. It's 1 scoop for 20 pounds of body weight. So a 40-pound dog would be 2 scoops a day, 2 scoops a day of the Arthrodex. Okay. So 1 scoop in the morning, 1 scoop in the afternoon. Okay. They love it. Dogs tend to love this Arthrodex thing. And then I also want the dog to get our, let's see here. Excuse me. I'd go with the, let's see here. What's going to be a good collagen? Let's go with the collagen peptides, the powder, which you can add to the canned dog food and the Arthrodex. I'd go with the collagen peptides. And again, it's 1 scoop for, I think it's 1 scoop for 20 pounds. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, 1 scoop for 20.
Well, for the Arthrodex, yes. Collagen peptides, no, it's 2 scoops per 100 pounds. So on that dog, I even one scoop, right, Doc?
Yeah, minimum of 1 scoop, 1 to 2 scoops of the collagen peptides. Okay. And let's go there. All right.
Hey, Doc.
You bet.
All right, and that question was actually from Facebook. So Facebook listeners and viewers, thank you so much. We see your questions as well. We want to make sure that we are reaching people on all platforms, Dr. Wallach. And as we are reaching people on all platforms, it is time for you to go to be able to reach the radio. So thank you once again, Dr. Wallach, for joining us here on Daily with Doc.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, we'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on Daily with Doc. If I could please get my co-hosts on with me, that would be absolutely fantastic. As we have Ruth Ellen Sanchez, who helps me. Folks, we get on an hour early to make sure that everything is connected right. And sometimes even at that last minute, we have to reboot and start all over. Because technology is absolutely fantastic when it works just right. So thank you so much, Ruth Ellen, for your patience and diligence. And yeah, we want everything to be just right for you guys. So call us anal. We don't care. We just want it right. And we also have Marilyn, who is absolutely fantastic in making those things just right as we are putting them into the chat as text. So she is using her ability to type and dictate and communicate that way. So we just thank you so much, Marilyn, for all that you do for the community. We have Sherry. Sherry is absolutely fabulous. She is actually a coach in another program, and then saw our program with the Institute of Holistic Health as a holistic health coach. She started our program. She has graduated and has become a certified holistic health coach, and is actually learned a lot more about nutrition than she did in the previous program that cost like what, 3-4 times the amount. So folks, if you want more information about our certified holistic health coach program, make sure that you go to coachwithbecca.com and you can find more information about that there. And then we also have with us AJ. So AJ, he is like our platform king when it comes to watching all of the different platforms, keeping the conversations going. And he is also our backup for our technical side of the program and making sure everything is connected and going just right as well. So thank you, Sportis, AJ, for joining us and being part of our family as we are serving a greater community, folks. If you were invited to this program by somebody specific, make sure that you get back with them. They took the time and they cared enough to share this program with you because they knew you would find some value in it. Whether you are hurting and just looking for a way to stop hurting naturally without chemical intervention, or suppressing like a bandage, to cover up the thing so that you just kind of forget about it. But when it's really still there, we look at the body, address it at the foundational level so that the body itself can do what it was designed to do. Or if you're a health guru and already healthy and want to stay healthy, we're here for you as well. All ages, folks. Breakdown of the cells doesn't just happen for those of us who are getting into the upper years, whether we're middle-aged, elderly, seniors, sensational seniors. As long as we're still breathing oxygen, it's not too late to start on a quality supplementation program. And I say quality because not all supplements are created equal. Not all nutrients are coming in a form that our bodies can actually absorb and assimilate and metabolize and put to the best use. So folks, get back with the person that shared this program with you. If you found us on your own or you're part of the Critical Health newsletter, which I want to make sure that if you are watching us on Critical Health News on YouTube or Rumble or Facebook, and you're not already subscribed and following us, make sure that you do so. And I also invite you to dailywithdoc.com and sign up for our newsletter, as we put out a newsletter weekly that gives a rundown of our previous week's shows with their brief description and links to make it easy for you to be able to share with others. We are working on additional type newsletter where we're giving more information, which Marilyn has been very diligent about submitting articles based on research, then how nutrition makes such a difference in how our bodies can function and even rebound. Folks, I love rebound, but I like it in the powder. So, and AJ's like our rebound king too. So platform king, social media king, rebound king. Yeah, he's got it. So thank you again so much for joining us here on Daily with Doc. If you have a question and we did not get to your question, you can go to dailywithdoc.com, use that contact option, send us an email, and let us know what your main concern is. And please, who can we thank for sending you to us? Who brought you to finding this program? So please let us know who we can thank for that. If you are not working with somebody already, we are able to match you up with somebody, whether it's in your time zone or somebody that has some experience with what you're going through. That's what my goal is. You know, experience. We use our experiences to make an impact in the lives of others. So if you've got questions, don't hesitate to reach out to dailywithdoc.com, or we do have a call team for those who are not working with somebody who have not made a purchase from Youngevity at 855-949-3377. So until next time, Monday through Friday from noon to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time. My name is Rebecca Dukes, and we are here to serve you. Bye for now.